On your marks, get set, play.
I love that.
Good flavor.
That I really like.
That is delicious.
Bakers, your time is up.
Well, hello. Stage Crunch and Milk presents Crème Patisserie. It's episode 10. It's the finals. You have to forgive us for being a week late. I had a bit of a family emergency last week. Everything is on the right and up again, though. And thank you all for checking in and showing love. It is all to the good. I'm not here by my lonesome because I could never do this show by my lonesome. I wonder what a baking show with somebody just by themselves talking shit about this show would be like. It ain't me, though. It can't be me. But once more into the breach, as this is the finale. It's my homegirl, Nick Jew.
What up?
And Ant is in the building as well. What's good,
Yes.
sir?
I'm here. I'm ready to dust off my flowered britches for the last time.
This here, the finale of truly one of the finest classes in Bake Off history. Everybody who was in this final was twice star baker, and they just out here. So it was a really fun. These people should have been in the finals, just hands down, and it's okay with that. I unfortunately had this episode spoiled for me via Twitter, so I couldn't get a final guess on who would win. But Vanessa, before we watched the episode, said she thought Giuseppe would win. So that was her guess, and that's fine. I want to, throw a middle finger up to Bryony from a couple of seasons back for spoiling this episode, for spoiling the winner for me just by tweeting that shit out on like a Wednesday. Like, come on, homie, the rest of the world ain't seen this shit yet. Chill out.
Right, damn.
But it's okay. It's okay. This is finals. This is the last go round of this series, of this particular series, and I was wildly excited about it, even having had it spoiled, because I just wanted to see the process. You know what I'm saying? So let's get it started. The signature this week was carrot cake, one of my favorite cakes. Mm-hmm. They were given 2 hours and 15 minutes of time to prep, and man, carrot cake. I am touchy about my carrot cake. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause sometimes people get wild and be trying to throw some pineapple up in it. I'm like, don't do that.
Well, you hate me. That's what I put chunks of pineapple in my carrot cake.
It's that, and then sometimes people they want to take the cake more away from the spice cake element, you know. And I'm like, that's what make carrot cake the banger. But that's just me. So none of these cakes was doing it for me. But let's go down. Giuseppe was making a fig and walnut orange carrot cake. It's a light orange cream cheese icing topped with candied walnuts. Crystelle was making a pistachio, cardamom, and orange carrot cake with a pistachio mascarpone icing. And Chigs called his cake Take Two. It's a carrot cake with star anise, pineapple jam between the layers. Now, see, I might be down for that, Ant. You know what I'm saying? You throw some, pineapple between the layers and buttercream cream cheese all around it.
Well,
that might hit.
One thing I do, sometimes I use crushed pineapples. You could you can hardly tell it's in there.
Okay. It just gives you the essence of pineapple without giving you too much. I wonder if you use pineapple juice as opposed to as your liquid.
I always do that when I make pineapple upside down cake.
Well, yeah, same, but still.
I just don't like carrot cake at all. Sorry.
That's okay.
It's very unappetizing.
Chigs decorated his with these little baby carrots, and I thought it was very cute.
Yes.
As this episode went along, they were showing, of course, because when you get to the last episode, they do a little, from home videos. And Giuseppe's from home video almost had your boy in tears. It was like, I'm like, I was literally teetering on the edge, and I'm like, y'all can't do this to me, man. So
when they brought him the iPad and he was like, "Oh no, I was gone."
Yeah, bruh. like, cause he was like the videos was touching, of course. Then him nearly choking up, had me nearly choking up. It's much too much. I love seeing Corel and Chanel, the sisters of Crystelle. You love it. You love to see it. I'm still trying to figure out her ethnicity because I
So
followed
they
her.
are what is it called? Goan? It's Indian.
Okay.
It's Goan, Goan. Because one time she talked about like the Goan curry she was making.
Okay.
The people from Goa, India.
Goans are inhabitants of the former Portuguese territory of Goa, which is located on the west coast of India, some 400 kilometers south of Mumbai. Although Goa is now an Indian state, Goan culture and religion reflect nearly 500 years of Portuguese influence. Nice. So you add Goan and then her talking about her Kenyan grandma, and I'm like, okay, you are a blend of.
Well, I don't think that she's actually African. There are
Yeah.
a number of Indian nationalists who live in African countries, especially Kenya.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. That's neat too, though.
Yeah.
That's the old school geography student in me. I'm hyped to learn this information.
Yeah. I forget.
Goins.
I think I learned about that, learning about like Idi Amin or something. Like in one of my many was Gandhi racist internet
Oh, no.
searches. I came up with that. That's how I found that.
So Indian people moved to Kenya at some point, or were
I think
sent to
so.
Kenya? Okay.
I think like moved to.
Okay.
But was Gandhi racist?
Yes. Very much so.
Like racist? Or,
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn, you hate to see it.
Yeah.
And it's other weird stuff I heard about him too. But this is about Bake Off tonight.
Right.
We do a whole show about Gandhi on another situation. The judging of this particular event, as like I said, just three of them. Like I said, this is quick. This goes a little faster now because it's just them three. So a lot of in between is watching them. You almost get to watch their full bake, but it's like we get to judging like that. There's nothing to it. So as we roll on the judging, for Crystelle, Prue loved the flavor. Paul agrees, but said it's not the best looking. Because it was like she did that pistachio made it a green cake, and I'm like, nobody's going to recognize that as a carrot cake. Was Paul's
At all. And she was like, well, maybe when we cut it, it'll look more like a carrot cake.
Also, the way she stacked it too high. I think she went with 3 layers, which is entirely too much. And so then it started having that gangster lean, and it wasn't as neat as it could have been. But there you go.
She even put a couple dowels in it, and it was still leaning.
When I saw her put the icing down just around, but nothing in the middle. I know the theory that it'll push and smush it in, but I'm like, nah, bro, just fill the middle in. Mm-hmm. Just start from the middle and then work your way. I didn't understand it. She really just. Anyway, Chigs looks neat. Like neat as in it looks clean. I'm sorry, it looks neat. Make you think I'm saying it's peachy keen, but no, it looks neat as in it looks nice. But the texture's off and a bit rubbery, though the pineapple jam filling was good.
Too much. Prue called it with the too much carrots, because I think he used I don't know, a British amount, a lot of it.
Giuseppe decorated while the cake was still warm. So, of course, his icing was lightweight, kind of trying to get away from the cake. But still attractive looking, delicious flavor, soft texture, a bit too moist. Once it's just carrots. It's like it's only so many carrots you can use, and you probably should cook them down. Not cook them down per se, but maybe try to cook some of the water out of them. But
one of the other things is he was the only one who made one cake.
Okay.
I think it was kind of neat. He kind of did a little what I would think is a nod to Jurgen when he had to ride in the middle of it. So
to kind of get the heat distributed throughout, so they would bake in the center. I think that's a dope ass maneuver. And like I said again, he's a baker from way back, so he probably is aware. But you're right, that is like a little subtle. Like my man's put me on to some things, so I like that a lot.
That was kind of neat. So they commented how his cake was everything that he incorporated made it more moist, but not necessarily stodgy or.
Yeah.
So he had the best. The best is kind of,
Because they were all kind of terrible.
Terrible? Nah, but mediocre. Not finals worthy. I can tell you that.
At all.
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, the prettiest pig in the play.
Technical this week was assigned by Paul, who asked for 12 Belgian buns filled with sultanas, as we learned last week, the golden raisins, and lemon curd. 2.5 hours prep. Paul's advice: use your knowledge as we have taken method. And that motherfucker took the damn everything. Just saying, make them hoes, basically. His instructions was 2 instructions long.
2 lines.
It just, I don't know. I was kind of like, that's an unnecessary. I get it, but also I think Prue was like, come on, bruh. You know you gotta do better than that. So, like I said, little or no guidance, and you just watch him go. Like, so Chigs rolled them hoes the wrong way. So I'm just like, bruh, what is we doing? You don't know how to make a cinnamon roll? But then maybe not, because he only been baking for a little bit. I can't.
Like a
but
year.
still, year and a half is what they discovered as they went along in that episode.
18 months. But it kind of seemed like how, the NBA seems a little scripted now. Like, the one of the leaders was like, Crystelle has never won not a signature, a technical.
A technical, yeah.
So, Giuseppe burned his. Chig rolled his the wrong way.
Yeah.
And hers finally, she finally won one. I just kind of was like, come on. I mean, I don't know. Everybody's seen a cinnamon roll before. It don't look like that, brother. And Giuseppe was on his knees, just like, come on, Even
my man sat there the entire time looking at his shit cook. He did not budge, and I'm like, bruh, do you not notice how dark I'm getting? It's getting a little dark, man. Come on, won't you take a... But he was, I guess his worry is under baking, which proves prescient.
Yeah.
But over baking is just as bad. Them hoes was baked, damn near burnt. They really were.
Cheers was like, he banked them. It was pretty good.
I thought Chigs' Belgian rolls looked cute, even though they was tall as shit. They just had a nice decoration to them. I thought they looked nice. When they were judging, they said Crystelle's was a little uneven, erratic icing, but pretty uniform and a real good curd. Chigs was too small, too high, too thick, too chewy. They just they read it right down the line. Giuseppe, overbake, technically good, because, they kind of looked the part, but dry as a bone. Baked the damn curd right out of them. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so number 3, who came in third? But Giuseppe, which, I guess they could have argued Chigs, but Chigs baked them hoes decent enough, So Chigs came in 2. Crystelle finally went to technical in the final, which is, that's about right.
Right,
that is
last minute.
That is a very Crystelle thing to do. As we shuffle on to the Showstopper. This Showstopper was I dug the idea. The premise was nice. A Mad Hatter Tea Party display. Yes. They had to showcase 4 different baking disciplines. They had 4.5 hours. Basically, they're doing a whole tea party menu. It's just what it comes down to, with a blend of sweet and savory items. And so Chigs went for so basically they had to make, let me give you a better explanation. They had to basically make a centerpiece item of some sort. And then they kind of put stuff around it to go with. So Chigs, in Chigs' case, he went with a centerpiece of a Cheshire cat cake. Then he made chicken and mushroom pocket watch pies, plain carb biscuits, and lemon lime creme pat filled brioche toadstools. And everything looked real good. Everything's made sense. He did not pipe a face on the Cheshire cat, which is kind of the Cheshire Cat's.
Yes.
The Cheshire Cat's signature vibe, and he's just like, oh, I ran out of time. Like, nah, bro, do that first then. Mm-hmm. But that's just me. Giuseppe went for his centerpiece went with a tear and share brioche mushroom filled with chocolate and hazelnut, orange zest and fresh fig biscuits, a drink me panna cotta with a mango layer on top, an asparagus and pea-filled shoe caterpillar, shoe dough. Shoe, you know what I'm saying? Don't think he made a caterpillar with some kicks on. Just want to really clarify what I meant by that. And came out looking nice. Everything about it seemed to work. They really enjoyed the panna cotta. Panna cotta is not baking. I don't know if panna cotta should have got as much love as he got shown. Because basically it's pudding. I don't think he put that in the oven, did he? Did he do a bain marie?
Toast top. You gotta cook the pudding on a stove top.
I know, but that's not baking. Bacon is the oven.
Yeah, but it's
For as
part of your
much
discipline.
for as much love as they showed that panna cotta, I'm like, nah, bruh. He
Right.
made pudding for you.
Right.
And it should not get that much, shine.
Pudding
'Cause
get
it's
a
not
skin.
baked.
It get that top layer.
Get that top layer right. Crystelle went for a focaccia clock centerpiece, cardamom and pistachio toadstools, a chai sponge talking sunflower. I don't recall talking sunflowers in through the looking glass. That's something y'all hip to for Alice in Wonderland?
What was it?
Talking sunflowers.
I don't remember those
Yeah, same.
specifically.
They might have the hardcore British version.
Fair enough. And she also made chickpea curry filled Mad Hatter pies, which actually looked pretty kick ass.
Mm-hmm.
Giuseppe's oven wasn't preheated, and when he was bugging out, I'm like,
Woo.
man, sir. It felt like it felt like throughout this entire episode they was just trying to give it away.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody was chasing that dang ring as hard as they should have been for the final, and maybe they was just nervous or whatever. But it's like, bruh, I mean, like I said, in the technical, he was literally sitting there watching his stuff bake and then watching his stuff burn and did not do anything about it. Then he don't preheat his oven, or he just didn't make sure the oven was closed. No ovens are, I guess, particularly kind of technical. They're like, yeah, make sure they close or they ain't gonna turn on. But still, bro, come on, that should be your double check. You should have a list check downs, and Jurgen would never.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying. But watching them prepare it all was just a delight. They really put in that work, and and watched them today. Crystelle finally stayed organized and pretty clean on her surface for once. Not for once, but I mean more than she had been throughout. Chigs just seemed to be having a good time. Everybody seemed to be like, once it got going, it was like, yeah, it was just fun to watch. It truly was. When we get on to judging, Giuseppe they describe as quite effective, simple and effective. Prue doesn't mind the size. Who complained about the size? I just wrote that down, but I don't know. Did Paul say something about the size of it?
I don't remember.
Fair enough. Toasters were lovely. The orange and fig muffin, soft and juicy. This is a description I don't think I want of a muffin. It's me. I don't know. The drink me panna cotta, delicious, perfectly set, well done. They went on and on about that damn panna cotta, and I had panna cotta once at
It's alright.
it was at a casino buffet, and then I found out it had gelatin in it. I felt like terrible. Like, damn it, panna cotta got gelatin in it. I wasn't supposed to eat it anyway. And no, it is never anything. I don't know if I could ever have a panna cotta to make me go, this is the greatest thing I've ever had in my mouth. Because they was wilding about that panna cotta. Again, you don't bake panna cotta. Shouldn't even be up for discussion, but whatever. Chigs impressed with the overall look. The clocks were quite neat, which were the little chicken and mushroom pies. The pies were delicious. The toadstools, beautiful, delicious. Biscuits, beautiful work. They really did look nice. Those playing card biscuits looked amazing. He did the little cutout and so
Wait,
forth.
did he try to count that as one of his baking? Because it was supposed to
Giuseppe?
be. So it was supposed to be 4 methods for the
Yeah.
Showstopper. So the panna cotta counted as one of his 4.
I felt as if they acted like it did.
Huh.
Let me go pull up a Giuseppe Showstopper. What? Every time I see things like this, I'm like, what is y'all doing? Y'all are wilding about Bake Off. I like Bake Off a lot, but I ain't.
They're like, we're not feeling it this year. Like, the internet has spoken.
So I'm looking at his picture. He has his tear and share mushroom. He has his panna cottas with the little twirls on the top of it. He has his little shoe pastry of caterpillar. And I'm writing down what I wrote down. That's orange and hazelnut, dreamy panna cotta, and mango layer, asparagus pea field shoe. You're supposed to have 4 things. Tear mushroom. Orange zest is the
Not
biscuits, the
necessarily
fig
for
biscuits.
thing, but for preparations, right?
Yeah. So that the
discipline.
yeah, the fig whatever, the fig muffins. Yeah, then so caterpillar, mushroom, fig, muffins, and the panna cotta. Yeah, I'm looking at the picture right now, and that's all that's on deck here. So yeah, he counted that as. Yeah, I'm like, no. Chigs, what do I say? Okay, impressed overall look. Clock's white neat. Pie's delicious. Toast is delicious. Biscuits beautiful. Very good jam. No elderflower black pepper were coming through in the flavor of the jam. He's making a black pepper elderflower jam that he put betwixt his biscuits. The raspberry was hitting, but the black pepper was not present, which, I mean, I guess he would have had to hit that hard to make that work, but there you go. As for the cake, no grin, but it is delicious. The sponge was great. The orange flavor really came through. So that worked well for this. Crystelle. Hands down one of the greatest looking things I've seen her make this year.
Yeah, it was dope.
It was like so nice. Looks impressive. Toadstool biscuits, delicious. Sunflowers, the chai with the flavor of the chai are soft. The hats are very nice. And then Prue says, that's 3. And it's just like, why would you say that out loud, Prue? You did this. The damn clock, the centerpiece of this thing, which was supposed to be, it was going to be made of focaccia, was raw. Just raw.
Fucking raw.
Too much oil she put in there. It wouldn't bake.
Cool. Yeah. So Crystelle tripped looking at the damn finish line, in my opinion. That shit was heartbreaking. I was just like, I can't believe this is happening. But of course I can believe this happened because, again, only Crystelle can manage to win the technical in the final and then fuck up in the end. It's like, baby, just look at it. Touch it. Do something before you go give it to be eaten.
Which is why Jurgen should have been there instead of her ass.
She thought she knew it because they did make focaccia earlier when like probably during bread week and she did.
But it was like
focaccia.
She didn't even put that shit in the oven like at all.
Yeah. It was a sight. So it's just maddening. I was like, come on, man, how did you even do that shit? I wrote down, and this before they announced the winner. I said, were I voting? No joke. I would have gave it to Chigs. He did well enough throughout that final episode where I feel like he should have pulled it off.
I think they did the right thing, to be honest. I think that based off of the whole thing, the last thing, I think Giuseppe rightfully took this season.
I feel like if Chigs would have stepped up a week or 2 sooner, it would have been a different story.
Yeah,
they would have thought of him higher. Yeah, because it was basically Jurgen and Giuseppe for the first few episodes, just back and forth between them two, and so that's what that became the story of the season. And so you are correct. We ended up missing out. And then like Nick just said, your winner was of course Giuseppe and Arnon, and it's cool. I'm okay with that win.
Yeah, rightfully so. I love him. He's just such a sweet man, and over the course of the show, you could tell they all grew really, really close. And to me, the look of shock on everyone's faces when Jurgen went home last week told the tale of the entire finale. Like, he should have been, even if they had to bend the rules and bring 4 people, he should. Whatever he did last week, I don't think it was bad enough for him to not make it to that finale. He ran this competition, basically.
Yeah, a fair point. So that is Series 12 of the Great British Baking Show. So basically, once the season ends, I can follow everybody on social media, unabashed. And so Crystelle has a TikTok that's pretty fun. Giuseppe has an Instagram that's fun. Chigs is on Instagram, and I'll probably be unfollowing him probably here shortly after I finish the show. So, because Chigs turns out not my kind of dude. It just that's okay. You know what I'm saying? a bit of a knucklehead, and I was just like, what the hell kind of shit is this? She's like, he won't say whether he's in a relationship or not. I'm like, bruh, that's a simple yay or nay.
And like you can be private, but not have to do all that. Like
correct. And once you do that, I'm like, well, that means you either you cheating on your girl or what's going on? Y'all been together a long time, y'all ain't decided on nothing.
Or he's in the closet or something like that. But it's like, you don't even have to specify gender or whatever. It's like, yep, I'm seeing someone special, or like,
my one man came out after Bake Off. It was in what's her name series? Oh, bruh, I can't remember him. Handsome, Pakistani looking gent.
I don't remember.
I'm gonna define you, that dude. Either way, he was. They kept saying he was dating the one chick, and he's like, nah, cause I'm gay. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. But yeah, can't fuck with chicks no more. But like I said, Giuseppe's been fun. Jurgen is on a couple of different platforms. He seems to be having a good time. And speaking of which, Ant shot me a story from The Guardian. This is by Donna Ferguson. Bake Off contestant Jurgen Kraus. I had to call 3 families with crying kids to comfort them.
Aww.
The fan favorite Bake Off semifinalist on his stellar performance in the tent and his emotions on watching it back. The German software engineer Jurgen Kraus shocked fans of the Great British Bake Off when he was eliminated during the semifinals despite having won 3-star baker accolades. Ooh. Ofcom later received 115 complaints from angry viewers. Ofcom, let's look at that. I believe that's a UK, the Office of Communications, and basically their FCC, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, UK's communications regulator. They got angry phone calls. Were you surprised? Okay, so this is a question and answer kind of thing. Were you surprised that so many people complained? Not when I saw how emotionally invested people had become. I had to make 3 calls to families with crying kids to comfort them. I have had so many direct messages on social media from people who said they just couldn't stop crying. Not making the final must have been disappointing. Being on Bake Off was a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and I'm happy with the outcome. I felt sad I had to leave, of course, but I was relieved that I didn't have to do the final bakes. It would have been daunting preparing the few days we had. I have to say the other 3 did incredibly well, and I admire them for it. I'm in a happy place. I've got over not being in the final. It's just one episode I missed, just one. And I know a lot of exciting things are coming my way, and people are watching what I'm going to do next, and that's pretty amazing.
Oh.
What do you enjoy most about baking? I view every bake with a little bit like chemistry, like a chemistry or physics experiment. You have to be precise with the ingredients, you have to be precise with the method, and you have to end up with something, and you then end up with something beautiful. I was very little when I started baking with my mother at home. As soon as I could stand, I was in the middle of it all, baking cheesecakes and Christmas biscuits with her. It was something we both enjoyed. My favorite thing to bake is bread. You make this thing out of ingredients and it comes alive. It has its own mind. Unlike cake, you can't pour it into a tin and expect it to keep that shape. With bread, you need to work with it and against it. You can't rush it. It has its own ideals and what it wants to do. Let's see if there's anything else around here. There's a bunch of interview questions. I want to read them all. You seem to get on so well. How do you feel about getting a shout out from Chigs in the final? That was very sweet. He calls me his baking Yoda. It represents what all 12 of us felt for each other. We helped each other. We were there for each other. There was no competition behind the scenes. Watching the final was quite emotional. I had tears in my eyes. It was very touching seeing the families of the other contestants and their strong bonds. To get through Bake Off, you need a strong family behind you. You need the support. Otherwise, you can get into a state and hit roadblocks. And yeah, Chick said, what did Jurgen teach him how to make?
I don't know.
Y'all recall? Yeah, Chigs gave Jurgen a shout out and said, Jurgen taught me how to do this, or whatever it was.
He taught everybody something up in there.
Yeah, but my man Jurgen was the damn professor. Which again, why he needs a Mr. Wizard type show of cooking, cookery.
What I said.
And
behind that.
That should happen. I can't wait to see who starts getting programs after this, who starts getting shows and the like from this, because
hopefully not Lizzie. Oops.
She said her and Freya want to do a travel show.
That
I'm
had a
like,
cute little thing at the end showing
At the
them going
end.
around visiting everybody. That was precious.
yeah, yeah. So if I can see that that happening for those two, so still, man, I'm looking at this panna cotta and I'm kind of salty off of it. Yeah,
You know, I'm salty about our boy not being there, but I think they did the right thing.
yeah, I'll allow for it. I wonder if you, the listener, know what they win from doing the Bake Off. It ain't like they get like a dope cash prize or something. They get a plate.
That's
They
the
get a cake stand.
flowers.
It's a gorgeous cake stand, and they always give very nice flowers. And I don't know if whatever, but they bake a nice cake for everybody who leaves. So when they leave the tent that week, they get a super nice cake made for them that has like usually a little model of them on top of the cake. So I think that's pretty dope. So it's a little delightful to see such a thing.
I also
And
thought it was really heartwarming the way that they, because you know the finale, it's usually the family, all the prior contestants, and this time it was just the people in the bubble making the show. And it was
yep,
really sweet to think about those people like sacrificing time away from their families and stuff to make sure
yeah,
we got this show that we keep complaining about.
yeah. That's 2 bubble years in a row, thanks to the pandemic. And again, this year they clearly know what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Last year, not saying they didn't know what they were doing last year, but this year it's like they ran a real tight ship, and I was like, yeah, y'all knew what y'all was doing, and it was all the better for it. I threw on one of the Christmas episodes the other day, and like I said, we always get them like a year later, so I'm like, yeah, it was fine. It was that one little surfer dude from a couple of seasons back who like went home in like episode 2.
I don't remember his name, but yeah.
Yeah, here let me pull up my Netflix right. I'll tell you everybody who's on. If I can tell you who's on episode Netflix. It was the one.
Rosie one of the.
Rosie who made it to the semis of was it last year or year before?
Year before?
Well, I got to tell you, Netflix just really started playing previews out loud. I'm like, Netflix, don't do
Wow.
that to me, bro. I gotta just hit my ears there. Where are you at? Man, this is why we don't use Netflix on the website because it is
Is it trash?
no bueno. Use the app. I literally just want to see what I recently watched, and it is just nope.
Well, listeners, go check it out.
For sure. Go. It is delightful to check out the Christmas episodes. Somebody I saw somebody was like, should the guy who hosts the Christmas episodes be the main host instead of Noel? I'm like, get the fuck out of here. I get it. I'm not a huge Noel fan, but that dude who hosts the Christmas episodes has no swag. Just no, like, do not try to make that dude a part of this operation. He is fine for the Christmas and New Year's episodes that they use him for, and that is
New host, you say? I should check these episodes out.
Well, it's still Matt, but it's also that other. It's another dude. It's
Yeah, Matt is the one you hate, right? Yeah.
I don't like neither one of them. Neither one of them.
I feel like I like them better than the ladies.
I honestly, I just don't want to be talked to while I'm cooking. Like none
Then
of
you
those
don't
people.
go on the show because I don't want to watch a bunch of people baking in silence. The same thing happens on Chopped. Same thing happens on Beat Bobby Flay. Like you really just don't have a show without the banter.
Man, I love Beat Bobby Flay. How the people be in the audience like, yeah, fuck yeah, Bobby, cook that rabbit.
But no, like literally the host will come over to the stations and like talk to the people while they're cooking.
And Bobby be dogging them like, man, get out of here. I love that part of it. I mean, that's one show I can watch. I could probably watch nonstop.
Oh, when I was in the hospital, like all I watched was Beat Bobby Flay and Chopped, and then if I felt like switching over to HGTV, it was Hometown and as much Love It or List It as I could handle.
Hometown is very good.
I do enjoy Hometown.
My favorite HGTV show is Flea Market Flip. I can watch that.
I've only seen that a
much.
couple of times, and I think I
love that
get
show.
the concept of it. Like they have little challenges and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You ever watched the British version of that, Ant?
There's a Flea Market Flip British version?
It was British before it was anything else.
Most
Really?
like everything, which is why I think it's hilarious when people complain about reboots when all their
Are you,
favorite shows are a British reboot or
are you talking
reboot
about
of a British show.
find it, flog it, flip it?
No, like it's I don't know if they call it flea market flip, but it is something in that vein. So
Well, me and you, we didn't watch together because we were rows apart from at work. But
Yeah.
find it, flog it, flip it. Was a fine show.
all right, which one had Ruby in it?
Ruby.
There we go. Ruby was series 9. So that's the one Raul run. And I'm trying to find that brother, the dude. Anyway, I want to find that guy who was who I told you that they was like him and Ruby dating. He's like, no, I'm not. and here's why. So, but whatever. But there you go, people. That has been a thing that we have done, and we did all 10 episodes of it, and I fuck with it, and I like it, and I loved it, and one, I love this show. I love Great British Baking Show, Bake Off, as I'm saying, because I'm one of them dudes who tried to call it by its actual name, and now this Netflix appropriation. But I definitely enjoy coming in here week in, week out, talking to y'all about it, and we're probably gonna be gone for a little bit, but we got some ideas for trying to come back and talk some more TV here in the new year. We will figure it out and let y'all know, and when it is, you'll see it showing up in your feed.
Are we
as
gonna,
we discuss.
Are we gonna make T watch This Is Us?
Oh God, I can't review that show. You have to watch it too many times. I should be tearing my heart out.
Oh.
And it's the last season too. There's no way.
You think you gonna cry every episode?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So my time with the Pearsons has been it's usually Vanessa watches on Wednesday on Hulu, right? Wednesdays is usually when I edit the main show. So I'm always right here with a pair of cans on or have some earbuds in my ear editing the show, but I always got one out. I'm like, what happened? So I'll be kind of knowing what's happening with the Pearsons. I kind of don't be knowing what's happening with the Pearsons, and I've kind of enjoyed that just a little arm's reach between me. I'm like, how the hell he get that house? Wait, but his mama owned that house in Louisiana, but she married a Vietnam vet. That whole season was weird. Everything about that was like, wait, how you, wait, cause like, where did Vietnamese dude come from?
I haven't cried on that show since the Memphis episode.
It's been a minute for me too, but I'm just looking at the preview for the last season. I know they coming for our throat.
Yeah. Somebody get murked off. You know they gonna kill a couple people off.
Something.
No,
Bruh. So I remember that they show, because they go to the back, they go future, past, present, all that good shit. And they showed an episode in the future when my man came through with 10 pounds of shrimp. What was it?
Yeah, that's the Thanksgiving tradition.
All right, so they show it in the future, and it's baby Jack in the future with his 10 pounds of shrimp. And I think his daddy there, but I don't see his mama nowhere. I'm just saying. I think they're going to kill that woman off at some point.
Maybe. Maybe.
That's me guessing at a show I only half-assedly watch.
We'll see if you're right, but I don't know if it's going to be on this show.
There's like 4 cops at school.
Why? Oh, okay. My son just told me there was a bunch of cops at his school, so there you go. Why, we don't know. He just got back from
for the DARE program.
Well, he just got back from choir practice. They got a performance here in a couple of weeks, or like next week. So that's what's pop with him. But Nick, thank you so much for joining us on this mission.
Thank y'all very much. Can't wait to do it again.
It's wild dope. Go your butt to bed.
Yeah,
I know you're tired. I know. And you know what it is, baby. As always.
See you tomorrow.
I will see you tomorrow, as it is. Thank you, listeners, for listening and doing the damn thing with us. And we will catch you next time. Peace.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank
Nick.
you guys very, very much. All right, I'm running. I'll
What
holler.
happened to you? You used to be beautiful.